Hey, team. So you've just completed your do now, where I asked you in complete sentences what was the first social media you remember, and what are your impressions of it now? And it's probably weird. You probably ask yourself, Coach, hey, why are you asking me about social media? Well, ladies and gentlemen, hop in the DeLorean and crank it up to 88. Get into Bill and Ted's most excellent phone booth and listen to the sound of the TARDIS, because you are going to be participating in the social media that transcends time and space. HaySpace.
Excellent!
That's right. So we are taking on our first project of the year. The first grade of Q2 is going to be a big one. It is HaySpace. We're going to be doing HaySpace, hopefully, with after most units. So at the end of the year, you're going to have all of these HaySpace profiles to display, and you're going to learn a lot about not just a historical figure, in this case from the Muslim Empire, but also one of the years that they lived in. This is a web quest, a social media project, a PowerPoint project, all rolled into one. And we call it HaySpace. So, our objective is after researching events in the Muslim empires, learners will be able to create a HaySpace profile for a historical figure and 1 year in their life, scoring a minimum of 66% according to the project grading rubric RH 910.1, citing evidence, and SL 910.1, presentation. That's right, everybody. This is a presentation grade as well. So, what are your expectations for today? Well, we're going to review the norms and the grades for HaySpace. You guys are going to look at a teacher create exemplar, and you will choose your historical figure. So, what are the norms? Well, first off, all students must participate. You are going to be rated by your peers at the conclusion of the project, as well as you'll be grading your peers as well. Students will grade each other with judges' scorecards between 1 and 5, and those will be averaged. Do not post or communicate using inappropriate language. Goes without saying. So here's the grading method. Today, you are going to pick a historical figure, and guess what? That's 10 points right there. Only 90 to go. You put a profile pic, now you're cooking with gas, 80 points left to go. Create a newsfeed with 5 important events in your year with citations, 5 points each, and a negative 10 points for every time you use Wikipedia, which I know none of you will do, which is awesome. Now, the news feed, stop, timeout. The news feed is not about your character. No, the news feed is about your year. So if you pick, let's say, Shah Jahan 1565, your news feed is not about Shah Jahan. No, it's about 1565. And you're going to pick the 5 most important historical events that happened in 1565. It should not include your historical figure. This is important. Back. All right, so then you're also going to put a cover photo in, and you're going to send it to back. You're going to make 5 posts on your figures page. Timeout. So this is actually where you're going to show us about your guy. This is a web quest. This is a research project. You need to learn about your person. This should not be a quick assignment. I want you to really dig deep. Read multiple articles from multiple perspectives about your guy. Find their loves, their allies, their enemies, their brothers and siblings and wives and everything in between. And you're going to put that on the wall. So the news feed's for your year, and the wall is for your person. And it has to have a minimum of 2 other people. So 2 other people have to communicate with your character. So that is 15 points. Remember, this is their social media page. You are them. Please post accordingly. You got to use a hashtag, 10 points. An @ sign. So every time somebody is included, it should say @ 10 points. One picture on the wall. That could be a meme, a picture, anything you want. Be creative. And then, of course, I just discussed it, the class points. 5 points for the class. Okay, so late policy. Guys, welcome to high school. 30 points if you are late. If your class starts at 8 a.m. and I go into edit settings and I can see that you edited it at 8:02, you have two choices. Set it back to the way it was or start your PowerPoint as a 70. Your choice. But guys, punctuality matters, especially in high school. We have to start seeing due dates and respecting how important they are. Because when you're in the real world, when your boss asks you to have this on his desk by the end of the week, she means it. And here's the rubric you're going to have. So, 10 points, everything we just covered. Right here. And here is an example. So this is my teacher exemplar, and this is Louis Armstrong in 1928. This is one of the greatest jazz musicians ever. Remember, I used to teach US2 for 3 years. So most of my stuff's from US2. But it's the same thing. Basically, this is what would happen if Louis Armstrong had a social media page in 1928. So let's look at the news feed first, because a lot of first-time HaySpace creators struggle with the news feed. They don't kind of get it. They keep thinking it's supposed to be about their guy or the era or something like that. No. So each one of these events took place in 1928. Jean Lucier goes over Niagara Falls in a rubber ball. The first machine-sliced, machine-wrapped loaf of bread are sold in Chicolettes, Missouri, using Otto Frederick Rothweider's technology. Mexican aviator Emilio Carazana dies in a solo plane crash in the New Jersey Pine Barrens while returning from a Goodwill. The United States recalls its troops from China. And the world's largest hailstorm falls in Potter, Nebraska. Now, time out again. Those are my 5 facts, right? I also have to back them up. So, for the first time that we do this, we are going to just use regular citations. So, you are going to copy and paste or cut the URL. And then you're going to paste it here. Paste. But in this case, I've already done it. So when I click on it, Niagara Falls info, well, there it is right there. Then mental floss, history of sliced bread. And I can see 1928 right there. Weird, New Jersey. Lindbergh of Mexico goes down in the Pine Barrens. 1928. You see, so on and so forth. So whatever you put in the news feed, you have to show me where you got it and have 5 unique. So you can't just have this day in history 5 times. You can't have history.com or britannica.com 5 times. They need to be unique. So you need to have 5 unique citations for your 5 unique news stories that are about your year, not your person. Because your person's on the wall. So the wall, we take a look at Satchmo here. So that was his nickname, Satchmo. So I want you as well to look for nicknames, either from their friends or their conquered. And try to be creative. Again, guys, it's all about creativity. HaySpace will be as much fun as you want it to be or as boring as you want it to be. It's all on you. I say have a little bit of fun with it. Get creative. Gussy it up. Play with the colors. So here are the 5 posts for my exemplar. At me. So whenever the person, your historical figure, is talking, it's at me. The crowd was dead last night, LOL, with a picture of him with a skeleton. At Alicia Walker, hashtag ain't misbehaving is fire. Can't wait to see at Louis Armstrong at the Cotton Club NYC next weekend. So again, this is coming from somebody else talking about his latest single in 1928, and he was living in New York City's Harlem. So he would have been a regular at the Cotton Club. At me, just rode the new airplane coaster at Rye Playland. Not sure it lives up to the Cyclone. Those are both 2 roller coasters that would have been very big, and especially a musician of his caliber would be able to ride both. At Andy Razaf, heard you were back in NYC. HMU got a project you might be into. So in 1929, the 2 of them are going to write one of his biggest hits, which is the Mississippi Blues. So Andy Razaf is a band leader, poet, musician. He's somebody who definitely interacted with the person. So that's what you want to do. You want to find their allies. You want to find somebody they just conquered and have interactions between them, because you need at least 2. And at me, just about to drop the St. Louis Blues tomorrow. Available at most record stores in Harlem, first issue. Hashtag St. Louis Blues. So, what is yours supposed to look like? Every one of yours has a diagram like this. So you have a profile picture. Should be a picture of your person. An at nickname. Cool way of saying their name. Be creative. Say, hey, you shouldn't mess with it unless you want to change the color. Again, be as creative as you guys want. You can change the color scheme. You can change everything. Be creative. Have a good time. So this should be a wide picture. The first thing you're going to do is you remove the placeholder. So, see this? Backspace. That is the first thing you want to do when you add your cover photo. We already talked about how to send things to back. The news feed is going to have your 5 news stories, not about your person, but about the year. You have your wall, which should have at least 2 posts from friends, associates, enemies, what have you. And or it should be about their direct accomplices, post from at me. So everything you need is in here. If you need to go over how to send pictures to the back, you can use this. You just use the 2 clicks and then send to back. I want to reiterate the late policy. Please, guys, if you're going to be late, I need to hear about it well in advance. And that's it. That's HaySpace, everybody. Like I said, this is either going to be a lot of fun or lame, but that's up to you, because this is a great way for you to A, practice your skills at PowerPoint, which is a 21st century skill. B, practice your researching skills, because again, you're not just going to be able to type 1324 into Google and get the results you need. You're going to have to learn how to use search terms, a 21st century skill. And lastly, it's just a great way for us to be creative, show our authenticity, and have a little bit of fun as a class. So, get it done. See you next time.